Just want to show you this video here on the new booking detail layout of Tint. So what it used to look like and still looks like when edits need to be done for the moment, you just have to click into edit. This is the old view, kind of boring, kind of dry. Definitely wasn't very appetizing, I know. So the new booking display looks like this. It's just a lot more appealing and I think easier to understand. So let's go through this real quick. There's some features here that were also in the previous feature, but were kind of hidden and you really needed to know how to use them. Let me show you how in this version. So, and we're still going to be using the old version for some of this. So currently now we have our status, or our booking status up here, the booking time and details, or not details, sorry, the booking date and the booking time here. In this case, the booking is currently allowing multiple at the same time, so we can double book. To avoid that, we just want to lock it up. Now it's locked. So between 1 and 5 on the 26th of August, in this case, no one can book that spot. Furthermore, of course, we got the vehicle information, and we have booking details, the service information specifically. So full install, which is all windows except for the front windshield and moonroof/sunroof. And then we have the shades that the customer has requested. Is there a removal that is needed? In this case, no. Then we have our customer specific information. Of course, in this case, I'm going to blot it out. Then we have the financial summary. So we have the the balance. In this case, all of it is remaining because there was no deposit taken in this case. Yeah, and so that's quickly and easy. Here, this is something I've never made a video on, I don't think, is the add revenue. What this does, as explained here, is when you add the revenue, it considers the booking complete. Tint considers the booking done and adds the revenue to your finance tab. And I'll show you what that looks like. But before we do that, let me continue to show you other parts here that haven't been explained before. There is a breakdown that Tint does on a per project, if you will, but per booking basis. So we calculate your actual revenue versus your actual cost. And for that, we need to be able to calculate the material that you use and the labor that it costs you. So in order for Tint to calculate what the labor cost for this job is, we'll have to go to the edit side of Tint's booking details. Again, this is temporary. Soon, all the edits will be done on the new booking display. So first, we'll need to come back here. Actually, before we do this, let's exit out. Let's head over to employees, and let me just quickly show you guys how to add a employee or contract technician. Just go add employee, add in their information. Date of birth is not important, just the things with the little asterisk there is required. Set the position. Generally, you're going to have the senior technician, and apprentice. I believe all three of those have access to the booking. So you'll be able to pull any three of those job titles in the booking details under the technician part that we're going into. Then you're going to want to set if they're hourly rate, annual salary, or commission only, or hourly plus commission. Obviously, for contract technicians, generally we'll just do commission only, unless you have a system where hourly is also part of that. How much that commission rate is, add the employee, and then you'll have your employee. Okay, so here we're back. Let's go into the edit detail. Okay, so we're gonna go to edit technician. There we have our technician, 25% commission, add that person. Before we finish there, so as you can see here, Tint is already calculating the labor cost. In this case, for a $500 job, the 25% labor commission will count to $125. And then when the job is done, let's say the job only took 3 hours, we'll save all that information. Now we have our technician accounted for, and we have the hours accounted for. Let's head back into the booking display to see what that ends up looking like in Tint. There you have our labor cost there. And then when we come down here, we now have our labor cost, 25%. And of course, this number adjusts if it's a commission versus an hourly, it will update. But here we also now have, because we added those 3 hours, Tint is letting us know that for the 3 hours, based on the $375 basically that remained, we made $166.67. Now let's just take care of the material costs. Let's go back out, head over here to inventory, and let's add something. well, I guess I already have some things added here. I forgot about them. What we'll do for your case is you're going to want to click add item. I'm going to be updating the UI here so it kind of looks a little nicer in the future. But you go to add item, select your brand, whichever one you carry. We'll pick ASWF in this case, Carbon Ultra, 40 inches. Let's say we're adding 20% to the inventory. Minimum stock level is is at what level do you want Tintbolt to say, hey, just so you know you're out. But it's not going to send you a text or a message or anything. It's just going to show on screen here in the inventory that this one's low against the level that you set and how much you paid for it. So let's say 280, $80. The purchase price date, say we bought it today. The roll ID if you have one, otherwise say not available. But the smarter thing to do is to put whatever roll ID it is, and then how much feet, so that Tintbolt knows how much is in total in this roll. And then you can add more rolls of 20% if you're buying in batches. But if you just buy one by one, go ahead and add that item. Tintbolt is asking if you want to add that 280 to the financials. In this case, we're going to say yes. Boom, boom, boom. And then we have Carbon Ultra right here, 20%. We got one roll. That roll has not been used, right? It hasn't been used. Cost per foot is $2.80. It was a $280 roll, after taxes, let's say. Anyways, so there's that. Now, let's go back. Now, we're going to go back to edit detail. We're going to head into install info, drop that. And there's this little thing here that I know I've never spoken about, but here it is, record film usage. Again, all this is going to start to transfer over to the new booking display layout, but record it. And let's say this was a full install, right? So front windshield, let's say the customer went 20% all around in ceramic. So you select that one. How much did it use? So this is going to be really tricky, right? You're either going to have to guesstimate if you cut by hand. But if you use a plotter, obviously this is way easier. You can just use whatever you take, whatever the plotter tells you that pattern is going to take. So in this case, let's just say a hard number, 30 inches. And it has to be in inches you put it in. Back side windows, Carbon Ultra, same roll. Let's just say 36. And then finally the rear windshield, again, rear window, back window, whatever name you want to use for it. Length used, and obviously windshield kind of sounds weird, but I call it a windshield. Length used, let's just say 40 inch. Okay, that's a full install. Let's save that all. Boom, boom. So here we have a little thingy there. The little history, the usage history showing the film that we've used, and we can remove these if we made a mistake. But let's go back to the booking display. Let's scroll on down, and now we have the section for the film. And here's the material breakdown. So in this case, for this vehicle with this hypothetical number, the hypothetical amount that I used was 8.83 feet. It is, what is it? It's 8.83 feet, and yes, it costs 4.9% of our margins. So our gross profit of this job is 70%. So 25% for labor cost, 5% for material cost, 70% gross profit. Ooh, that's gross. Yeah, not net. Gross profit. So there you go. So in total, the film amount that we used around, right? This is not an accurate number. This is giving you an estimate, something to work with, is about $25. In this case, I stopped counting mine because once you do this enough times, you kind of get an idea. But then when you change your prices, it's a really good idea to go and start filling this information again so that you know what your numbers are at, like what your margin is actually at per job. And of course, it's going to depend. It's going to change based on trucks versus coupes, right? Large SUVs versus 3-door hatchbacks. You know what I mean? Like it will change. And so you kind of want to have an idea. That's what this feature is for. Anyways, that is the new layout, the new system for the booking, not system, because all these parts were already there, but I thought I'd show it to you while showing you guys what the new booking details display looks like. All right, guys, that's it from me. Hope somebody found this interesting. If you are an automotive window tinting specialist, take a look at Tint. It'll help you run your business, help make your life easier, help you build a reputation in your local area, and potentially help you become a powerhouse in your area. Have a good one, guys. Bye.